Welcome back to another episode of Divorcee Cafe, and today we have a very good friend of mine. Her name is Desiree Minton in the house to come play with us. And Desiree has some very cool gifts. She is a psychic, a medium. She does massage, she does readings, you name it. In the other realms, she can tap into it. So we're going to talk about her background, and her divorce in this segment. And then the next few episodes with her, we're going to talk about all her different individual specialized gifts that will help you kind of remove some of the invisible residuals that you have after divorce, that you'll feel so much lighter and happier when you learn how to get rid of and clear off all the yuckies from your divorce or your marriage and just be all fresh.
I agree. Totally agree.
So welcome.
Thank you.
So tell me, what's your story?
That's not like a loaded question or anything.
I've never actually heard it.
Yeah, it's kind of.
This is the first time for me. I've known you for months, and I never heard your divorce story.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy story. I met my ex-husband on a blind date, and we just kind of clicked, and it was really cool. And I just thought he was the one, right? So, girls get that idea in their head and like, this is the one. And he was for a while. And then I kind of married a manipulator, someone who I thought I could heal. But I guess my biggest lesson I learned was you can't heal someone who doesn't want to heal. And for me, it was like finding a person that I could show how awesome life could be, but I didn't realize if the person didn't want that, you couldn't make them see that.
You can't.
So he cheated on me in December in our first marriage. Like, I guess it's a Christmas thing for him, but here's your Christmas present, right? And then so we divorced, and then we remarried, and then we had 3 kids, and he cheated again over Christmas, and this time it's final. No going back.
Right.
So, no. And my biggest thing with being married and going through that was finding myself. I don't think if I wouldn't have gone through that like I did, I wouldn't have been the person that I am now. I think a lot of us feel like we can't be individuals unless we're married, unless we have a partner in life, unless we have that somebody else. And I think I've learned that it's okay just to be yourself without having that other person. Not that I wouldn't like to meet another person, but it just let me see who I really was for a while. So I kind of like that.
So tell me about moving to Salt Lake, because I feel like you moved from North Carolina.
Yes, I did.
So how did that all happen? And why Salt Lake?
Well, I was born in Salt Lake, and my parents moved to North Carolina when I was 8. And I moved for my son, so I told myself. My friends knew otherwise, or I guess at the time I hadn't really come to accept what I had really married at the time. And so when I got divorced, it was in a very abusive relationship, and I was leaving for protection for me and my family, but I told myself I was leaving for my son because he had autism, and he got into a special needs school.
Okay.
Which was great, and I don't discount that at all because it's made huge, improvements in his life.
I know another thing about you and your divorce is you don't have any alimony or child support. So
no, I do not.
So you're going in alone.
I am.
Completely alone.
Completely alone.
3 kids.
Yes.
On your own.
Yes.
Sole support.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Well, when he left, he decided that I don't know, he just didn't show up for his visits. He would come and go, and sometimes he'd be there and sometimes he wouldn't be there. And he felt like child support is ex-wife support. And I get that. I understand that there's a certain, when people split, there's that not so fun feelings. But yeah, it's been 4 years since we've heard from him. I don't know where he is. I don't really want to know where he is, but having the safety and And knowing with, I guess, my gifts and knowing the other side and now everything's worked out, it's all okay. It's all as it should be. So I'm okay with that. It did take me a little while to come to terms with that. And like, it was a huge responsibility knowing you had to support kids and how you were going to make this work with no babysitter. You know, it was crazy. It was just me.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
Yeah. It was a little crazy.
So tell me about your gifts that you just alluded to.
So I was born with the gift to see the other side. I just didn't realize that's what it was. It runs in our family. When I was little, I saw the not so fun spirits because they know you can see them. So I didn't want to sleep in the dark, even though my mom made me. And I would always sleep with the blanket over my head facing the wall so I couldn't see them. And I figured if I was hiding under there, they couldn't really see me. And then when I got married, my ex-husband didn't want me to share that with the world. He was like, don't tell everybody. They're going to think you're weird. You know, people don't need to know you're weird. You know, that's just weird. People are going to think things of you. So I kind of let it go for a while. I started having dreams again of things that would happen. Especially when I divorced him the first time, I had dreams that we were together again and we were doing things, and then all that stuff happened. It was really kind of cool. And now I just decided to embrace it and own it, and now I can do so many more things just because I allowed it to come in and stopped worrying what everybody else thought. So now I can talk to the dead, talk to angels, talk to your guides, to higher masters. So it's kind of exciting. It's fun, and then I can go in and see what's wrong with people and why they're having a physical ailment and what emotion is tied to that. So I like that I can help people in that way. It makes me feel good.
We're going to talk about some of those things in the next episodes, and we're going to have her play a little bit and kind of demonstrate. And I'm going to be the guinea pig. She doesn't know that until like right now.
Yeah, until right
but
now.
I like playing. So what I would love to know is, a lot of people are probably kind of like, I don't get it. I just went through divorce. Why would I need to come to you to help me move through my divorce? Like, what could you offer me? I already know the answer, but this is someone who has no knowledge or no experience in energy work or woo-woo-ness or energy clearing or courting or anything. So in a nutshell, like, to someone who doesn't understand why that would benefit them, I already get it, but tell us why that's going to help release them from a lot that's holding them down.
I think a lot of when people get divorced, they feel like they've lost half of who they were. And to a point, you kind of do, because you give so much to someone else. And it's hard to gather yourself up and become you again, because you're surrounded with that energy. If you were to let go of some of that energy, it helps you move forward faster. Not that you aren't still going to grieve or wish you were still with someone, but sometimes it can bring you to the light at the end of the tunnel a lot faster. And if I had had that in mind, I would not have gotten suicidal and worried about everything, because I felt like I was dealing with it on my own. So for one, it takes away the dealing with it on your own. It takes away some of that negative energy so you can actually think and process the situation. You can cut the cords so that that other person is not energetically draining you or pulling from you or sending you nasty energy. So it just helps the process move along faster and helps that person realize who they really are and come back into being them. So it's kind of like helping the fresh new start come a little early. Yeah,
spring cleaning on
your soul. Yes, spring cleaning on the soul. So,
well, this is exciting. We are going to wrap up this little episode, and we're going to come back and we're going to play, because it's going to be fun. If you were to take someone through a process, how would we do it this way?
Yeah, we could
if someone came to you and said, okay, I'm just getting divorced, what would be the first thing that you would do?
I would probably have them cut cords first.
Okay, we are going to cut cords coming up. See you soon.